I'm Karina Mitchell and I am with Kharacter. You are a great poet.
Thank you, thank you.
I have enjoyed your work.
Appreciate it. Been doing it for 15 years now, so I'm kind of used to it. It's just been a blessing. I love what I do. I'm passionate about what I do and passionate about the messages that I put out there. So, hey, it's a joy.
Not only are you passionate, you also give back. Now, you were at
Yes.
Kenwood Academy.
Kenwood Academy High School,
Yes.
yes. That's in Chicago on the south side. I was there 14 years doing security. And it was had my moments, but it was a great experience. I wouldn't change it for anything.
Yeah, so that's when you mentored the young people about poetry, and you say that they have poetry clubs right at the school.
They actually have a poetry team. They're pretty good, real good poetry club there.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so by mentoring, I would always, you know, offer my opinions about things, and you know, just come and listen to them perform when they have their poetry shows at the schools. Normally on a Friday, like every other couple of months, they would have one. And every now and then, if I had the time, I would come up there and even perform myself. But it's just something about being around the youth that keeps you motivated, keeps you striving, and then since I'm a spoken word artist, I relate to other spoken word artists, other poets, and so it's good to give back in that way and be able to mentor them and, you know, give them some pointers and just encourage them above all. That's what I like to do, encourage them.
Have you ever used the children in your poetry?
A lot of my poems are based on a lot of experiences that I had gone through at working at Kenwood. There's a poem entitled Young Girl, another poem called Secondhand Smoke, another poem called Fed Up Fathers. They were all inspired just by what the kids were going through and what they were dealing with. And so I always take my cue off the experience of the kids, and I try to give back to them encouraging words in that manner, even if that means just me being the voice for them in my poems themselves.
Let me see this CD. If I was to go home and play the CD, this is your new CD, the one that you just came out with. This is a great thing to publish a CD of poetry. And it's done with music in the background?
The CD is called I Am Kharacter, and the whole CD is I say it's an accountability CD. I really talk about all the violence that's been going on in Chicago, a lot of things of that nature.
Amazing.
And I wanted it to be separate from the book in the sense that my background first was always music. I was always a lyricist for music. So the process of doing the CD, I would record some poems. My producer would then take some music and create the poems around them. He would then give me some music, and I would just write to the music as opposed to using any poems, because I wanted everything to be different. There's a couple of songs on there. One is entitled In the News, and that has sound bites in it. It's really talking about the violence that came in Chicago. There's another one on there called Touch, and I tell it, that's one of my more creative poems, as it deals with the issue of coming from three perspectives: the perspective of a gun, if the gun could talk, the perspective of a perpetrator who uses the gun, and the perspective of the victim who is a victim of the gun from the perpetrator. So it's entitled Touch. But everything is purpose-filled on the CD. It's accountability CD, but it's a great CD.
I'm with Kharacter, and Kharacter is going to give you a poem called?
This poem is entitled Letter of Resignation.
Okay.
I've gone about as far as I can go in my current job position, so I'm quitting. Yeah, time for me to journey off into a new mission. See, I've been feeling stagnant in this position. Better yet, useless. It seems the value of my position has now become worthless, and I know my worth. And I'm worth more than this where I've been. Stuck in a dead-end position, not growing. Constantly seeing new people come in, then move up. And there I am, stuck. But I ain't blaming nobody but me. Ain't nobody's fault but mine. But you know what? I still got time. I'm gonna right this ship. Because see, I'm worth more than a few chips of overtime, and even then, they short me what's mine. Got us fiending for overtime. Like, ooh, pick me, select me, choose me, use me. I'm easy, you'll see. Why, you don't even have to kiss me to do me. I'm that easy. We're like crabs in a barrel, fighting and pulling and jockeying for position, fighting for work assignments to work. Work that should be given to us first without all of the fuss of the position with equal distribution, but it's not. And if this were a movie, here will be the plot. An evil corporation that steals from its employees and dares you to make them stop. This will be the theme song. Hush, little worker, don't say a word. I'm not gonna pay you what you deserve. And if you complain about what I do, I'll get rid of you. So I should just be happy to have a job, I guess. Happy to settle for less. Happy to let you take from my gross, which affects my net, which determines my paycheck, which don't just affect me, but my family. See, I have people that depend on me just like you. Folks who need me to come through just like you. So I'm more than offended behind this money business. I'm ticked off. And I'm probably more ticked off that you're ticked off that I'm ticked off. Like I'm not supposed to mention this. Just sit back and let it happen, this continuous nonsense about my profits. See, I put in the work and you withhold from it. The only difference between you and a pimp are the tax exempts. So I refuse any longer to be in this job position where you receive none of the perks but all of the criticism and skepticism, cynicism, and any other isms from those who are the most cynical of individuals, partial to the truth. Go ahead, ask them a question about your money, and they'll say, we'll get back to you. But they never do. So let this poem serve as my letter of resignation, serving you notice that in 2 weeks, I'll be leaving this situation. Matter of fact, scratch that. Let's just say today makes 2 weeks. So that's it. I quit because I deserve better treatment than this. God bless. Karina Mitchell Show.